Hi, welcome to the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Pluric and Instagram, I am Mel-Tran Designs. Today is September 9th. What's today? Tuesday, September 9th, 2014. I am prepared. I'm sitting at my new desk that I showed you in the last podcast. It's been a couple weeks. I apologize for that. Anyway, I'm trying it out sitting here. I hope the lighting seems to be okay, so let's try it out, I guess. I hope you all have been well. And yeah, so we'll talk about weeks in review. It always seems to be weeks in review. Not a lot has happened. I think last time we talked about the kids going back to school, so that was nice. That we have a little thing that one of the girls colored right there up on the wall. It's just one of those little clear plastic, like sun catcher type things that you put the paint in and it dries kind of clear. Anyway, it kind of looks like there's something on the top of my head. I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed it and it was bothering me. What if we turn this way? This way. If I scoot over like that. I know it's probably not bothering you, but it was really bugging me. The corner of my eye. Whatever. Anyway. All right. First, welcome back. Welcome, new viewers. I hope you enjoy our time together. Yeah, so trying to think. Not much has happened. Started in my first class back for the season that I teach classes. I'm a knitting teacher, and that's going well. Last Friday was the first night. It was so good to see my ladies again. I love my set of ladies that take my classes. We have a lot of fun and do fun projects, and this year we're challenging ourselves with some new techniques, and I'm really trying to push them this year. So it's gonna be a fun season. The season is pretty much the school year, but there's one extra project that couldn't really fit. I actually planned the whole time, which I've never done that before. But anyway, we might actually do like a summer session next year. I haven't decided yet. Obviously, I don't have to decide yet. But anyway. So, I need to bring these over here. I have a product review that I almost forgot about. I'm glad I moved over to sitting on my desk, or else I would have completely forgotten to do them. Okay. Let's see. What else has happened? This morning, I was fixing up some little cracks and things that we have, things coming loose. And actually the tile in our bathroom floor is going to need replaced, or I don't know if we'll tile or if we'll put like, what are they called? Like the laminate squares? I don't know. Because tile, it hasn't been in that long. It's been like 4 years and it's fallen apart. No, not 4 years. I lied. It's been like 8. Maybe it should be falling apart. I don't know how long tile is supposed to last. The grout is starting to crack and fall out, and a couple of the tiles are loose, like they'll wobble. Anyways, we don't have the money to do that right now. So I just went and got some caulk, cleaned the floor, filled in the cracks, and it's adhesive as well. So I did the best I could, filling in all the cracks and stuff. And there was a little bit around our kitchen sink. It's a sunken in sink, and the part where the counter comes down and touches the sink, some of the original adhesive and whatnot had come off, so I put that there too. And in our shower, a couple spots. Yeah, the house is falling apart. Okay, not really, but all these little things. So anyway, I was doing that this morning. We're supposed to get our van back this week. I'm pretty sure. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I talked about that last time. How we had our van for 2 weeks, broke down, had to buy a new engine. We're supposed to have it back this week. We have an engine. It's being put in, I was told last week. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I would like to have my own car back. It's been great borrowing other people's because they were free. But yeah, anyway, glad to have that back soon. And then this whole ordeal will be done and we can start moving forward. Know what I mean? Okay. If you've ever had a vehicle out of your possession for as long as we've been without this one, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I think that's all. I don't know. Quinn's over there sleeping. She fell asleep on the way home. So she's actually in her car seat, still sleeping because I'm an awesome mom like that. She likes her car seat, so I'm, why move her if she's going to get a good nap? Because she has not been sleeping. Anyway. All right, moving on. I know you all are like, good grief. Ceiling fan. The reason I keep going like this is because the ceiling fan is blowing, or, going. And there's this one single hair that it keeps blowing like right in my line of sight. Oh. I really should probably just like stop this and start over, but I'm not going to. You guys are just going to suffer through this with me. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to do this product review really quick. Oh, she's moving around. I'm going to do this product review really quick and then move on. If you remember a couple episodes ago, I had that really cool cube bag that Priscilla let me borrow to do a review on. She is Madsen Originals on Etsy. Madsen with an S-E-N, Madsen. And those sold really well. She sold some after people saw the podcast. They still are there. And the one that I wanted, somebody bought. And luckily, she found enough fabric to make another one. So I'm going to be getting one of my very own pretty soon. And something that is new in her shop that her husband has started making are, I was going to have, here I am, totally unprepared. It is a stitch marker holder. I have some stitch markers right here, so I can just show you while we're sitting here. Live entertainment, right? And I have a Quinny that's waking up. All right. So she said that her husband, because he's been out of work for a little while, she needed for him to have something to do. Oh, there's a reason these aren't in my normal bag. I don't like all of them. Anyway, so she threw them on the floor. She put him to work making these portable stitch marker holders. You can see it's, I don't know how many inches long. I don't have a thing. Let me look. 1, 2, about 3 inches long total. You can see it's a dowel with two ends here, and one of the ends comes off. The other one is glued down. What's nice about this small one is it's perfect for a project bag size. So if you know that you're going to be putting on and taking off markers, then this would be a good size. It doesn't fit the smaller ones that are, I don't know this size. The ones that I like for like 6 and below won't fit on here. The dowel is too large, so be aware of that. But all the other ones fit just fine. So there's this style, and she has different colors. I have some different colors that they've been stained. And I'll tell you the prices when I'm done. So there's this style. And then she also took this and added a hook to it, or, well, a clamp, good grief, a clasp. You can see here. So you can hook it onto something if you, I don't know, have something you want to hook it onto. The strap of a bag or something, maybe. I don't know. I like these. But there's this too, if you have something you want to hook it onto. And this is the darker. You can see the two different colors. And it has a different shape. It's, flat here at the tip. They're the same size. So there's these. And then she has tabletop ones. So there's a single, like this, which is the cherry color. It's kind of an orangey red. It's really pretty. Here, let's pull it back so you can see the color better. And I'll put some on so you can see. And this is nice if you have a spot where you're going to be sitting and working, and you just want to, you know, have your stitch markers close by. You can have them just, you know, kind of stacked up, hanging on there, ready for you to grab. And lastly, this is probably the one I would end up getting, a double tabletop. So if you have lots of stitch markers, especially ones that, well, stack better than the big floppy ones I had, but like if you have a lot of just the single ring stitch markers, these would be great. Not only would you have them so easy at your disposal, if it gets knocked down, obviously these finials would stop anything from, you know, falling all over the place. And it'd be cute, you know, if you have it on your little table or whatever. They're cute, all the different colors and stuff. So, you know, who doesn't love to decorate with their knitting stuff, right? So, anyways, let me show you them all together. Oh, and the ones that are tabletop have these stoppers on them. These are the felt ones, and these are rubber, so that way they don't slide all over the place, and it keeps it from possibly scraping your table or anything. So, yeah. So we have these two different sizes, and then these two, and prices are so easy to remember. I said, I don't remember the prices, so let me tell you, they're all $2 a piece. 11, 13, 15, and 17. Easy, right? So that is, like I said, Madsen Originals, M-A-D-S-E-N Originals on Etsy. She has yarn, and she has those really cool cube bags. She has needle holders for like interchangeable needle sets, and other project bags, like tote bags. She has tote bags. She has some patterns that she sells. Anyway, really pretty stuff. So go check that out. Tell her, please tell her, if you buy one of these because of watching my podcast, just when you put in your order and click on purchase, you can, where it says send the seller a note, please tell her. It doesn't get me anything or anything like that. I just I want her to know that it was worth letting me borrow them to show you. Anyway, that's all. Just as a favor to me, I guess. Please let her know. So, all right. I'm going to keep talking, and if she starts to squawk, I'll pause and go grab her now that I have stuff all over in my way. All right. Going on / coming up. We still have the Year of the Q knit along. I suck at posting pictures in that thread. I have stuff I finished. I think I might have added one or two, but I think I might have finished one or two since then. I'm going to have to go back. In fact, I'm going to make myself a note. Is this my paper? Yeah, post pics in Year of the Q thread. Okay, done. So we still have that going on. If you have anything that's in your queue that you've been wanting to knit for a long time, here's your motivation. Join the rest of us who have been knitting from our queue. Not exclusive. I'm exclusively knitting from it unless I'm designing or found something that I wanted to crochet, just because I'm allowing that exception. One, because I can. And two, because I'm wanting to expand my abilities. So there's, yeah, the Year of the Q. I'm not going to be hosting any more knit-alongs for through the rest of the year. I'm participating in a couple, but I'm not going to be hosting any. I'll talk about them if you want to jump in, or start a thread in the group and we can talk about it if you're joining in on that one or whatever. That'd be fine. But yeah, it's I have too much in my brain going on. I have lots of designs wanting to explode out, and not a lot of knitting time because of the cute little bundle that's over there moving around. And because, yeah, anyway, and stuff I have to knit for the classes that I'm teaching and things like that. So I just don't have the mental capacity to do that. Toastiny, but that's okay. We don't have to. I have ideas for next year already when things kind of calm down a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to actually pause this and go take care of her and then come back because I'm going to segue into works in progress and whatnot. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Hopefully she's situated long enough for me to show you what I'm working on. I don't have any finished objects. There you go. And no spinning, but lots of other stuff. So I'll start here. This is the Magnolia vest that I've been working on for the 90% knitting podcast head to toe knit along. This is the full body item. And let me put my bag down there. All right, so last time I was working on the body, and there's my stitch marker from where I was. So I finished the body, as you can see. I also put on the neck ribbing and have done part of one of the front edgings. I actually was so smart in reading the pattern that I got this far and bound off because it said work for 1 1/4 inches, and I didn't read past that. So I bound off and was like, yeah, start the other one. Then I got home and looked, because I didn't have the pattern with me, looked and went, oh, yeah, you knit for 1 1/4 inches and then you put the buttonholes in and then you keep knitting until it's 2 inches. So put those stitches all back on the needle. So that's what this is. So I have 1 1/4 inches done, and the reason I haven't done the buttonholes yet is because it says take a bunch of safety pins or removable stitch markers and go and figure out where your buttonholes are going to be, and I am lazy and just haven't gone to grab the safety pins to do that. Plus I had other things to work on, but anyways, so and I didn't modify it except for the use of the same needle for the ribbing up at the neck, because it says to go up a needle size, and naturally by ribbing it makes it look like you've gone up a needle size because ribbing is bigger. That's why you always drop a needle size, to keep it the same gauge as the stockinette section. So I decided to not go up a needle size and just left it with the size 6 that I was working on. And I'm doing that on the button bands as well. So it's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a Cascade Elite pattern. The yarn that I'm using is Gorgeous. You can kind of see where I brought in a new skein where the white part gets a little darker, but and the blue is a touch darker. I tried to mismatch the best I could, and transition the best I could, but when it's that much darker, there's really nothing you can do, but I don't care. It's in person, you can't really see it a whole lot unless you were looking for it, and the yarn is so scrumptious. It is 716 knit. It's the 716 Boss base. It claims to be a DK. It actually knits more like a worsted, like a light worsted. So I am doing a size smaller than what I normally would need to do. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. There you go. Yeah. So anyway, I am knitting a size smaller because when I did the math with the gauge and everything, I talked about this last time, I would get the correct size just by dropping down. which size I followed. So anyways, all I have left is the button band, the other front panel where the buttons will actually go, and then the arms, which look huge, but when you pick them up, they shrink up. So anyway, not a ton of knitting left to do on it. I do have until the end of October to finish it for it to qualify for the knit along. I have a decent amount of yarn left. If I run out, well, and I have this too. Actually, I don't think I'll run out. I'm doing pretty well on it. So yeah. Anyway, there's that, and it's in my Knitting's My bag. Her medium size bag. This is a medium. Just saying. I know I've talked about it before. That's a medium. Fits my whole vest, plus lots of room. So anyway, check her out. Next is this one. This is my Exotic Whirlpool sock. I do have one finished. I can't remember if I don't think I had this one finished last time, the first one of the pair. I haven't woven in the ends. So here it is. It is stinking awesome. This pattern is genius. I have no idea how she came up with it. It's garter stitch, knit back and forth, and then you do a garter Kitchener, which if you've never Kitchenered in garter, oh my gosh, it's so easy. You do the same thing for the front needle and the back needle the whole way. Instead of on, off, knit and purl and figuring out, or, you know, remembering which is which, I mean, I haven't memorized, but still, I have to say it to myself like the whole time. This is just knit off, purl on, knit off, purl on, the whole time, back and forth. So nice. And I actually have, I know where it is just because there's that little tiny gap, but it'll look like this. This is the one that's in progress. It'll look like this, and then you take the provisional cast off out and you Kitchener it together, and it twists like this. How awesome is that? Like, seriously. I think my gauge loosened up a little bit while I was knitting. I did do a gauge swatch, and this sock fits. It's not as snug as I like my socks, but it fits. It'll just be more like a house sock instead of like inside my shoes. I do want to knit this pattern again with different yarn and smaller size needle to just have a tighter one. So anyway, I love this sock. I love this colorway too. This is Fiber Addiction, and the colorway is called BYOB, but the last B is BEE, and it's teal and dark gray and then like yellow and gold. So pretty. So there's that first one, and it matches the bag that I have it in, which was totally on accident. Even the middle inside matches. It's one of my Girl Cave bags that I got last year at one of the 2 retreats I went to. Here's how much I have left still, so quite a bit. I messed up on this one. I don't know where. It's my fault for trying to knit on it while watching a BSU game. Football season is back. And we don't watch NFL, but we do watch Boise State college football. Our weekends kind of revolve around it. So, yeah, but the thing is, I was marking every time I finished and was doing exactly what it said. And so I'm not really sure how I got off, unless I was off to begin with. I don't know, but this pattern is so weird. Like, I can't figure it out while I'm knitting it. And I consider myself pretty smart with knitting. I can't, I don't know how she did it. It bends my brain. I don't know that I can just pull some out and put my needles back in and pick it up again, because it's so weird. So this is only like 2 or 3 days worth of knitting. Like, it doesn't take that much. I think what I'll probably do is just pull it out and start over again. And then if I get to this same spot and I'm off, then maybe there's something wrong with the pattern. I don't know. I wasn't very careful about counting last time. I just did it, but I know that I'm off because if you can see here, there's 3 stitches after the stitch marker, and there's only supposed to be like 1. And because you get to the stitch marker, slip it, and then you purl 2 together. And so, oh no, I should be able to, yeah, there should only be 2 there to purl 2 together. That's what there should be. It should make 1. And I'm not just off by 1 stitch. If I was, then I would just like purl 3 together and be like, meh, whatever. But I'm not. I'm off by like 4 stitches, which I know isn't a lot, but I could have like missed a whole section or something. I don't know. So this might be start over, and I'll show it to you again next time. There's the heel hanging down there. Here's the toe. Anyway, again, the pattern is called Exotic Whirlpool, free download on Ravelry. And that's the class that I'm teaching right now. I think I said that. Anyway, that's the class I'm teaching right now. And the ladies are having a lot of fun with it. I'm having fun with it too. I just screwed it up all on my own because I'm special like that. Anyway, there's my bag. The trash guys are coming. If you can hear that outside, that's what the sound is, because there's a window open in the other room. All right, next thing on the needles. I started a new project since the last podcast because it's a new month, and so I'm moving forward with my head to toe knit along with the 90% Knitting podcast. And it's also the next project that we'll be making for class, and it's off of my queue. Bam! Triple dipping, people. So the name of the pattern is Circle Mitts. I'm going to put it on because it actually looks really funny just sitting there. So I'm going to show it to you on first, and then I'll take it off and show you. Here is how it looks. Again, this is another free pattern on Ravelry. It's knit from the thumb down, or thumb out, I guess. You start here, and then you increase, and then when you get out to here, you do a 3 needle bind off to give it a nice closure. And because of the circle, it fits the edge of your hand really well because your hands curve, obviously, and this curves with your hand. I am tempted to go back and take this out and take off. You can do short rows here to add more of the bound off stitches instead of just showing round and round, but I don't know, because the thing is it adds here to make this wider without adding lots and lots of rows here. And when you get down here, if you can see, sorry, I'm like off to the side here. If you can see that it's at an angle, what I'm doing now is you work back and forth this way with short rows to make it even out so that it's straight, and then you do ribbing. Well, as you can see, they're already kind of long, well, long-ish for not even starting the ribbing yet. But my thinking is some of my fingerless mitts that are only about this long, if my sweatshirt or coat sleeve comes up at all, it lets the air in, and so I think I'll probably just leave it because then it'll make it about down to here, which is right before my arm starts to get bigger, so I won't have to increase stitches, and it'll really tuck in up, you know, under my sweatshirt, whatever sleeve I have on. So this yarn is freaking awesome. Here's what it looks like in the cake. It's funny because it looks so light because of all the white splotches, and you can see the dark speckled sections like this, you know, but there's so much white. I thought these were going to be lighter overall, but I mean, I'm okay with it. I just, it just kind of surprised me what they look like. But I love the dark speckled parts. Again, this is also 716 knit, and this is the colorway we didn't have cable, so we had to make our own fun. I'm pretty sure. It's just 716 sock, I think is what her base is. Just 7 sock yarn. So, anyway, it's a nice base. It has a nice feel to it. She does a great job with her dyeing. I'm always happy with the yarn I buy from her or get from her. I knit these on a US 1.5. I think it called for a different size. I don't remember, but I'm glad I picked this size. So anyway, I wanted them, you know, kind of dense and whatnot. And yeah, the name of the pattern is Circle Mitts. I don't know who designed it. I never keep track of what the designer's name is. Free Ravelry download. Go look it up, Circle Mitts. So anyway, there's that. Lastly, the other two things. Oh, well, I'll show you this before I go on. The last two things that are on the needles are going to cross over into designing, and I'll talk about that. I do have an FO to show you, but I talked about it last time and showed pictures. It's Anansi's shawl that I made for her. She didn't wear it to school today, so I just wanted to show that to you. It's a new design of mine. And, oh, see, this is part of, like, going on. This shawl has kind of been released. The pattern is on Ravelry. I lied. The pattern page is on Ravelry. You can purchase the pattern if you'd like. All you're going to get right now is a welcome letter type thing, because I am advertising on Ravelry this month, which is so awesome. When you are inside your, what do they call it? Like where your projects and messages and all that is, you know how there's the list of things like queue, favorites, messages, friends, blah, blah. Right below that, there's an ad. Look for the Mel-Tran Designs ad. It's the picture of my cursed cable mitts, me going like this. So anyway, there's a special going on. So like I started to say, you can buy this pattern if you want. It's the reason that you only get a letter is because it hasn't been tested. It's written up, but I'm still making sure everything works, which is what you'll see in my other designing works in progress. And I need to get it tested, but it's free. With any purchase of a Mel-Tran Designs pattern in the month of September, you automatically, without a coupon code needed, you automatically get this pattern, which is called As We Go. I had to change the name. It's called As We Go. As I go? As I go, not we. As I go. And you get it free. Yeah. Have I mentioned that? You get it free. Free, free, free. With any pattern purchase from Mel-Tran Designs pattern store. The reason I called it As I Go is because I was making it up as I go along. So, and somebody else had the name for the other one, and I know you can have duplicates, but I didn't want that. So, anyway, it's a DK weight shawl, like I talked about before. It can be made larger. This isn't a very deep one, as you can see, but it's also for my now 11-year-old daughter. Let's see if I can get the shape. Now let's work my way over here. So it has a larger middle section, and you could probably block it to be kind of crescent if you wanted to. I just kind of let it lay as it wanted, and it wanted to be more straight across the top. And even for an adult, though, let's see if I can finagle this. It's not super tiny. It still goes down on your arms a little bit, you know. So if you just wanted to cover your shoulders, like in an air-conditioned building or whatever, you could do that. And when I first put it on, I kind of lowered it down just a little bit, and then you could, if you have, you know, a shawl pin or a shawl gem, or better than a button, anything like that, you could just stick it, you know, right through here. I have a pencil, and because of the holes in the pattern, you have a spot automatically made, so see, you can just stick a shawl pin through there and keep it on. It's also a good size to use as more like a, you know, a scarf that all of us love to have in the winter, and that a lot of us use our small shawls for. So see, that bunches up like kind of like a cowl, really. And it's tall enough that it's going to block, you know, that one spot right here where the wind always seems to just whip right through. It'll block that too. So anyways, this is made out of Malabrigo Silky Merino, 2 skeins, more like 1.5 skeins. And I will have instructions in the pattern for you to be able to make it larger if you have more than the 300 yards that I had. So moving on, I have another one on the needles because I wanted to kind of test knit my own pattern. And I also have a couple of other options for the bottom edging that you can choose from if this isn't what you like. It's an applied edging. So what's nice about that is that because you pick up and knit together the stitches, as you get to the end, you only have, you know, 16, 15, you know, whatever, 20 stitches to bind off instead of 572. Okay, that shawl doesn't get that big, but you know what I mean. So here's the other one that I'm working on. I'm at the applied edging now, and it's kind of crammed onto my needles a little bit. I'm going to spread it out a little, but not so much that it pops itself off. This is some more silky merino that I had. Hey, you goofy girl. Hey, you. Spitting out the binky. There, uncover your legs so you're not hot. So here it is. I'm using 2 different skeins. They're reportedly the same colorway, so not. As you can see up here, this one has a lot more yellows in it, and then as it goes down, it turns more purples and greens. Same colorway, like they are marked same colorway. So anyway, this is one skein to here, and then I've started the second one. So even just within the one skein, it got all, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how they got it to be so wonky. I guess that's the nature of hand dyeing, but dang, are they different? Because look, here's the other one, and there is hardly any yellow at all. So, but that's all right. They still go together, and it's mostly this dark one that's on the edging anyway. So right here you can see I have one whole repeat of the edging done. I'm actually doing the same edging as the other one, so I can try it out with variegated. See how it looks. And also, with this being a single, it's a 50-50 merino silk blend. Hers felted just a touch. I had it wet, and I put it through the spin cycle just to spin the water out of it. And it, not a ton, but just a tiny bit. And I want to make sure that I have an accurate measurement for this version. So I'm glad that I had the same yarn and could work it up. Plus, I don't really have a lot of DK weight yarn, especially in a 300-ish yard quantity. So, yeah, anyway, look for that to be coming out. Like I said, you can get the pattern for free if you want it for free. All right. Last thing on the needles. My friend texted me over the weekend and said, my daughter found this commercially made hat. Do you think you could figure, and she sent me a picture on my phone, all right? She says, my daughter saw this hat, and she wanted to know if I could make it for her. And then she said, can you figure out the pattern from a picture? I was like, challenge accepted. The ribbing, it's a hat. See, I said it was a hat, but see, it's a hat. The ribbing on it was a little weird. I think I figured it out. If not, it's really close and will give pretty much the same result. The yarn I'm using is Simplicity by Haiku. I think it's called Simplicity. It's really soft. It's the same type of composition as the Barocco Vintage, only you get, I would never buy it. Not because it's not nice. This is the worsted weight. I think I said that. Good grief, my brain is going nuts. The DK weight is the same price as Barocco Vintage DK for half as many yards. Like literally half. So it cost twice as much for the same content. My friend gave me the leftover that she had from a baby blanket that she made. She had like 4 balls of this left over, and she didn't want it, so she just gave it to me. And I'm not going to complain because it's stinking soft. And I was trying to find something to make with all of it, but this is kind of a, I don't know, interesting color. I'm not going to make a sweater with it. So I'm just making a hat with part of one of the skeins, and I can always take it out if I find something big and need the yarn back. So anyways, I'm pretty sure I figured out the pattern, but I need to knit it up first. And I had about this much done and then decided it wasn't quite right. So this is what I have. Woo! That does not focus. This is what I have so far just from today. It's pretty much like 3 rows of the ribbing. So you'll see that come out. I figure I'll probably write it up. I mean, I might as well. If I'm making it up, I might as well write it up. So that's been going on. That's been going on. Here's the thing. When she texted me, I was sitting at this very desk, books laid out, paper, pencil. There's another design that I'm working on here that has been in the back of my brain canoodling around for a couple years now. I knew I would eventually make it. I also knew that a lot of work would go into it, and therefore a lot of time would go into it. And of course I pick now when she doesn't sleep and gives me no time, but now's the time. So the yarn that I wanted to use for it will not work. I'm going to pull her out, so I'm going to still talk though so you can hear me. The yarn that I wanted to use won't work, simply because it doesn't have the yardage. I had initially wanted to use some Fiber Nymph Dye Works, her Sunshine Base. Here's Gwen. Hey, Quinny, can you say hi? Who is that? Yeah. She's a drooler, so she wears a bib. Quinny, look. Who is that? Can you see? Is that you? Yeah. So, I know all of you are like, no, don't put her down. I can't see her. So I'll play with my camera and stick my hand in it. And there we go. Lower my screen a little bit. There we go. All right, you can look at her and I'll just keep talking and hope that you kind of listen. So anyway, I had wanted to use her Sunshine Base, and it has 490 yards. I was like, oh, that'll be plenty. And I wanted to use the ice. Oh, shoot. Now I don't remember. Of course, now I don't think of it. Dang it. Lisa, tell me. I know you're telling me right now. Something about ice. It goes from like an ice blue down to like a darker, into a kind of like a gray. It's one of her gradients. Deep blue ice. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Anyway, it won't be enough yardage. Oh, I was trying to adjust it just a little bit. Okay. It won't be enough yardage, unfortunately. I'm going to need probably close to like 700 yards. And so yeah, I am kind of bummed. Now I'm just going to have to figure out a different pattern for her awesome yarn. I do have a skein of her Sunshine Base, so I'll be able to play with it a little bit. But luckily for me, I have that cone of white yarn that I showed you. I don't know, when did I get it? A few months ago, almost a year. At the beginning of this year, I think is when I got it. And so what I'm going to do is figure out how much, you know, it doesn't have a yards per whatever. I'll have to do some math. Anyway, I'll knit the original one with that, weigh it, see how much yarn I need, and then go from there as far as figuring out what colored yarn to use. There we go. That was messing with the lighting. Let's screw this up just a touch. Then you can still see her, but not be so fleshed out. Okay. Yeah, so there's that one. I may release that as a mystery knit along because it has different sections as it goes along. So that may be a mystery knit along in the future, which I think would be a lot of fun. And there's one other thing that I've tried to knit it before and it didn't work because I didn't have enough yarn, and now I have enough yarn. It's a Solar Flare Fibers yarn. And so yeah, so I might, well, not might, I will be knitting that hopefully in the near future. I need to finish with the As I Go pattern and testing, and I need to finish my circle mitts, and I need to finish my vest, and I need to finish my other sock first before anything else. And I actually had an idea, and I know I'm going a little bit long, and I'm going to end just after this. I had an idea because I've talked about that we're doing the Total Money Makeover, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the way it works is in what he calls baby step 2, you work your debt snowball. So you pay off your smallest debt, and then however much you were paying per month on that, then you add that much per month to your next bill. And then after that one's paid off, you take however much you've been paying total on that, add it to your next largest debt or next smallest debt, blah, blah, blah. Work your way up to where eventually you're using all the money you were spending on 4, 5, 6 different debts on one, and you pay it off really fast. Okay. That being said, I had a thought yesterday that what I could do is finish the smallest thing I have, or the one that has the least amount of work left on it, finish that, and then use whatever time I would be knitting on that combined with the time I would be knitting on the next, smallest amount of work left to do that. And because I'm so scattered right now trying to finish all the things, I'm working on all the things and not making a lot of progress on all the things. I know it looks like it, but it's been a couple weeks since I recorded. So, or maybe 3. I don't know. How long has it been? 2 weeks? So anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. Figure out what has, percentage-wise, what has the smallest amount of knitting left, and bam, bust that out. Then it'll be done. And it's like, okay, one thing's done. Next thing. And I'm gonna go monogamous for a little bit just because I really, really need to get these things done because my brain is getting overwhelmed. So, hi. Anyway, want to see her up close again? Quinny, who's that? Do you see on the TV, on the computer? Who is that? Do you see? She always has her tongue going. Huh. Do you always have your tongue? Hey, I'm glad she's awake and you guys get to really see her moving around and being all bright-eyed. Because that's what she does a lot. You can see that. And the hair. Everybody loves the hair. Doesn't matter what I do. As soon as I lay her down on it and it gets pushed up, bam, it is up. And it's getting really long. So it's really long to be sticking up. And I don't need tips on how to make it lay down. I've heard them. I don't really care. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm making it worse, though, by messing with it. Anyway, I got a sweater in the mail yesterday for Quinn. Well, Quinn got a sweater in the mail, but, I mean, it was made by Diane, who's Chick Nana. And Quinn was wearing it. I'm trying to remember if I said it right over there. I forgot to grab it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go right there. It's like 5 steps away. Stay right here. Hold on. I found it. I'm coming back. It's super cute, so don't leave. Hold on. Hi. Okay, look at this. Okay, I say look, and then I don't let you. Look at this stinking adorable sweater. Kind of rolls. I didn't button it. I should have buttoned it. Good grief. What kind of podcast host am I? The kind that has never had a baby while podcasting before. Here we go. All right, it's just a cute little like bolero type because it's nice and short. See those cute little hearts? And then here's the front. It has not been blocked yet, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and block it, but I did put it on her yesterday as soon as I got it because I wanted to see her in it. And Becca, hi Becca, said that the yarn is actually a cotton cashmere blend, and I can definitely feel the cashmere in it. It is extremely, extremely soft, and she said it's off of eBay from China, yarn from China on eBay. This one, the top buttonhole is a little bit stretched out, so I'm going to have to just mess with it a little bit to make it a little tighter so she can not squirm out of it. So there we go. I know her shirt's kind of hanging out. She sees herself in the on the screen. Is that you? Huh? Is that you? So anyway, look how cute that is, and the construction on this. I mean, she did, or the finishing. I mean, she did such a great job. The seams are so perfect. I mean, it looks like something you'd buy at the store, quality wise, as far as just like perfect seaming, and it just is so cute and soft. Woo! And we're bobbling all over the place. So anyway, thank you so much for that. Hi. So with that, I'm gonna say bye and put these two together and get this up so you guys can watch it. And yeah, have a great week. Email me if you have any questions, melissa@meltrandesigns.com, or PM me on Ravelry or Plurk, whatever, if you have questions or comments or whatever, or feel free to post in the the group. And there's a Facebook page. I forgot to say that. There is a Mel-Tran Designs Facebook page if you want to go over and like that. So anyway, have a great week, and I will talk to you later. And until next time, keep knitting. Bye.